Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Monday the 25th of April 2022. It's been a rainy afternoon in Trinidad and Tobago, viewers. A rainy afternoon. Some places, lots of flood, drains clogged, but nevertheless. So viewers, remember, we are live on Synergy Network. My studio is located on 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas. You will see Real Talk building here. Remember, we're also live on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, live on Facebook. You can go check us out now, viewers, on your Facebook account. Just type in Real Talk Saieed Ali, search, and it will pop up. Like and share our page. Those of you on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe, send your friend and your family the WhatsApp message, your normal 50-cent message, your messenger message. Tell them Real Talk is going live with Saeed. So remember, viewers, if you're looking for cash, you have your collateral, your security, quick access to money, contact 339-1670 or 238-6716. Remember, I'm a licensed money lender, viewers. So in case you're looking for quick cash. Remember, those of you, you can still get 3.5% on your hard-earned cash. Contact me for more information. Remember, viewers, we are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas, and I am one of the board members in Real Talk group of companies. We love doing business with you. We just love it. So as we start up our program tonight, 2 months after the 5 men were sucked into a 30-inch thick pipeline at Paria Fuel Trading Limited, Berth 6, and the death of 4 of the men, the Commissioner of Inquiries has been appointed and its work has begun. Chair of the CEO, former head of Jamaica's Appeal Court, Justice Cecil Dennis Morrison, QC, said there were a number of steps that will be taken before the public hearing begin. He states that the first order of business after collecting all the evidence will be to convene a hearing. To give a date for the public hearing of evidence will be irresponsible of him, Morrison said. He added that the hearing will begin in August. The commissioner or the commissions have 6 months to submit their finding from the start of the public hearing. So viewers, we look forward into hearing from these individuals who have been appointed for the Commissioner of Inquiries and to the death of the individuals at Paria Fuel Trading Limited. We'll just have to wait and see what takes place from there, viewers, how things roll out. You never know what we could find, eh? You never know. 238-6716 is the number to call in, viewers. So tonight, while our program is going on, I want to hear from you concerning the escalating crime rate in Trinidad and Tobago. 238-6716 is our studio line, viewers. Please feel free to call in, voice your concerns and your opinion while our show is in progress. It is important that you call in because individuals, local and regional, would love to hear what is taking place in the communities in Trinidad and Tobago with the escalating crime rate. What is the TTPS doing about it? What is the Minister of National Security going to do about it? What is the Minister or the head of the Security Council going to do about crime in Trinidad and Tobago. It's escalated every single day go by. We hearing about housebreaking, we hearing about stolen vehicles, we hearing about murder rate, we hearing about robbery. It seems like a joke now. So viewers of Real Talk with Saieed Ali outside of Trinidad would love to hear what is taking place in Trinidad, and the only way they could be informed of it is by you, the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, calling in between 7 to 8 p.m. Remember, there's a rerun of this program tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So viewers, here it is. Acting Commissioner of Police McDonald Jacob has admitted that he is very concerned about crime in Trinidad and Tobago, but insists gang-related murders were on the down low. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Hi, Sally. Assalamualaikum.
Welcome, salam.
I'm calling from Centralized. I have a little problem. It has somebody post up my sister picture and post up my number on her picture, and they keep on calling me on my phone and WhatsApp and keep on sending rude pictures on the phone and sending the private and pictures.
So somebody did you that? So did that to you?
Yeah, they put my sister name Vanessa Ram Sitbill. And they keep on calling and saying bad things about my sister.
Well, here's what you need to do. Screenshot it and go to the police station and make a report.
And make a report.
You see, there's something called the cybercrime unit. They will be able to trace that back to the individual who posted it up.
Okay. So I'm saving all the evidence that they're posting up and sending.
Yes.
I'm saving all the evidence on the phone. And they keep on calling night and day. And they're calling in different numbers.
You do what you do what I'm telling you. Screenshot it, go to the TTPS, the station closest to you, make a report, tell them you want the cybercrime unit to get involved, and the senior in that station will probably put you onto them and you can state your case from there.
And they're posting up some pictures with naked girls and have my sister picture on she face on the picture and letting people know that that is her.
Wow, that's serious. That's a serious crime. That is a serious crime. So my dear, just do what I'm advising you to do and we'll follow it from there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So Acting Commissioner of Police is insisting that gang-related murder were on the down low. Jacob stated that domestic and altercation-related murders were now on the rise and noted that beside working to get the legal and lethal weapon off the street, the police service are in need of other support in conflicting resolution. You see, I will tell you something. TTPS need us, the citizens, to do their job. I want to let you understand me closely. When an incident take place in a community or in a home, you go to the station, you make your report, and then the officers will come in the community and talk with individuals to start their investigations. Now, some officers will come in a nice manner, and some will come in a hostile manner. So TTPS have to learn and know how to address citizens of Trinidad and Tobago in order to go forward in obtaining information and laying charges. You see, you can't go Vikey. You cannot do that. You will reach nowhere. That is why we have some cases taking 10 years to finish. Because they don't have no information to go forward with. They don't have. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed, and to all your listeners. This is the original imitation vaccine vagrant.
Go right ahead, my friend.
A couple of weeks ago, or might be a month, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Biseta introduced an economic term, the Cobra effect. And you know, a real issue that really is in sync with that, the petrol train issue when they close it down. The person who closes it down is the vaccine agent, and it closes it down for a particular intended purpose, and that is to save the skin of some friends and best friend and thing, and possibly self. What has happened with that? What has happened today is bad rain, flooded the area. Petrol train shut down, lake asphalt, have no bitumen. What that has happened? The PNM government, I have a new term for them. They have morphed into a PP government style, potholes and patches. Now, the fact that they have no pitch, no bitumen, no roads can be fixed, patch or resurface. So today now, as you're driving through 6 inches of water, you're jamming your tires, you're matching up your thing. You see an unintended consequence, that is it. Your road car fix and Wimamu, Rohan, telling us all sorts of things, and they don't want to tell us why, what is the true core problems of roads not being fixed and the potholes and the patches. The other consequence of that is NIB. When you shut down petrol train, you had about 6,000 people getting nice paisa, and they were contributing to NIB. That is no longer there, so they're struggling for revenue. So those were two unintended consequences that we jam in so with them are gone, and are calling them not the PNM. PNM aka potholes and patches government. Are going to have a nice night.
Thank you, my friend. With an increase in violent crime owing to disputes, Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali is urging citizens to seek the help available to them and address their issue. What help is available, I may ask? Dr. Ali states that there were structures in place to help citizens settle their difference without the need for violence, but it was up to them to assist or access it. The PM appealed to persons who are experiencing difficulties to seek help because help is available. Listen to this.
We do have some structure where some help is available, but having it available does not mean that people will use it. We do have openings, and if there's need for more of that, then we will provide more. But what we are finding, and the appeals coming from the relevant persons who are involved in managing that, the appeal is to persons, if you are having difficulty, seek help, because help is available. The fact that it's available on the government's initiative, on the government's payroll, is no guarantee that persons who need it will use it. And that is particularly true with respect to inter-family stresses.
Now, yes, the Prime Minister had a briefing, but you could have labeled out some of the help, some of the structure, so that the citizens would be able to go to that particular structure and access help. The only help it has for citizens of Trinidad and Tobago in domestic violence or abuse is the court. Is the court. That is the only thing he could be talking about. But hear this, Trinbagonians. Meanwhile, acting Police Commissioner McDonald Jacob said the increased murders were as resulted of domestic and altercation-related incidents between close friends and relatives, and is a major concern for police. I'm going to tell you something. I have witnessed several matters that people came to me with. Saeed, there was quarrel, there's bacchanal, there's fighting, there's alcohol, there's blade pulling. And when we go to the police station, officers said, well, we will respond shortly. Weeks pass. Days pass. Months pass. And sometimes officers do not show up. Why is this? Why is this? It's because there's a lack of transportation for the officers to carry out their duties. That is one. That is one. Number two, when an altercation take place, the officer will say, well, that is friend and I family, nothing ain't going to happen, we can't do nothing. The officers wouldn't say, well, you know what? All you come and pick me up, all of our vehicle, as long as you can come and pick me up and drop me back, we will come and assist you all. Some officers too proud to be police officers, to be taken and dropped from citizens. These citizens providing transport to and from, because they want the dispute resolved with police intervention. You see, I will tell you something, I ain't about talking police, and there are some very hard-working officers, you know. Hard-working. When questioned on what can be done to address these matters, the PM responded by stating that if persons need help, and if the unit or department is overwhelmed with a demand for help, then it can be expanded.
If you are experiencing that kind of difficulty, guiding you to that kind of destination, reach out for help. There is some help available, some significant help is available. And if that unit, that department is overwhelmed by the demand for help, then we can expand that if needs be.
All the police station in Trinidad and Tobago needs extending. Gender-based unit need extending. Community policing need extending. Municipal policing need extending. But you know what? The Prime Minister will come out and say if they need help in extending, we will extend it. But just imagine they don't have money to extend it. So you see where the tit for tat comes in? Okay, no problem, we go extend it, we go extend it. But right now we ain't have no money. So why are you making a statement when you have nothing to back it up? And this has been going on in Trinidad and Tobago for decades. I can't say years, decades. The PM was further asked to comment on the fact that his government is losing the war on crime. However, Rowley stated that the fact is that TNT is a violent society. Listen to this.
Statements of generalizations are not helpful in these situations, because I don't know there's anybody running away from the fact that we are a violent society, and in recent years a number of persons have got their hands on firearms, handguns in particular, and in recent times, worse, some of our citizens have got their hands on heavier weapons, automatic assault weapons, and some of our people have been engaged in crime for profit.
Wasn't that the same man? Wasn't that the same man who said, meet me on the pavement and we go deal with it? Trinidad and Tobago? Call a good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Make a little small contribution to your show with something that I don't think is. I just want to put everything in a nutshell for the country to know. Mr. Saeed, crime is big business in this country.
Yes.
Do you hear the kind of money that has passed from the budget and go into Ministry of National Security, sir?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
This is big business. I am a ministry worker. Hear how the ministries go. Last year we get 100,000. I just drawing a reference.
Yes.
Last year we get 100,000 to run the ministry, and that 100,000 couldn't be enough. So we have to do things now for we to get 150,000 next year. So every year when time coming close to the budget, crime will escalate because the money that has to come out of the budget to go to the Ministry of National Security has to go up.
Yes.
It has to go up. It cannot go down. They're not going to tolerate that. Right, sir? So it's big business. Every country don't understand that crime is big business. Something wrong with them.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, 2386716 is the number to call in to make your live comments. I want to hear from you tonight because crimes affect every single one of us at some point in time. At some point in time. And our Prime Minister said we are a violent society. But that was the same individual who stood and said, meet me on the pavement and we go take and we go deal with it. Who he told that? I believe it was Munilal. Yeah, I believe it was Munilal. He was telling Munilal that in the parliament, I believe. Well, meet me outside on the parliament and we go deal with it. Just imagine our leaders of this country telling one another things like these. So how you, I may ask now, so how you plan to deal with it on the pavement? On the pavement. Have you all seen videos circulating on social media for the past week since school has opened? Every single day, it's a new video of some student abusing or beating up or battering some student. Today, I believe one surfaced from, is Faizabad. 2 girls fighting. Merciless. Merciless. How are we going to teach these children that violence in school will not be tolerated? How do we deal with that? What does the Ministry of Education has in place to deal with violent student or student that is causing disruption of class through fighting? How are we going to deal with that? Does the Ministry of Education has anything in place? Caller, good night.
Sorry, good night. Pertaining to this school children behavior, I think what you should do is that if you fight in school, if you commit a crime in school, then you want to that school. Take them and send them to a trade school and let them learn masonry and carpentry and to then fight and steal. Don't let them go to school to fight people and to bully. Thank you.
I understand what you're saying. Thank you, my friend. You see, long ago we used to have that. Long ago we used to have that. Schools, a lot of trade schools shut down in Trinidad. A lot. And it's a shame. It's a shame, a bloody hell shame, that after school, where do we go? We can't take the education. We don't have the mindset for the education. Where do we go? There's no trade school. Whitep used to be a nice trade school. I believe 3/4 of Whitep is not functioning presently. They used to have MIC. A lot of MIC schools shut down in Trinidad and Tobago. So how do we fix this crime? How do we fix school bullying? How do we fix fight in school? How do we fix crime in general? How do we fix it? I want to hear from you. I want to hear for the next 30 minutes on our show, I want to hear solution from parents in punishing their child for fighting in school. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk, my dear.
Yes, good night. I think they should shut down all the schools and go back online with the children because they're getting cases every day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How do we fix this problem? Since school has opened back last Monday, last Tuesday, I believe, till today, every single day a new video of school violence have surfaced up. Every single day. And how do we fix that? 1 week, the first week school open. Fight. Where is the Ministry of Education? We haven't heard anything from them. We haven't heard anything from them. This is the second week of school. Today being Monday, first school day in the second week, video surface up. How do we deal with that? So for the next 30 minutes in our program, yes, I have a script here, we have our show planned, but I want to hear from you, the parents, some method that will be able to help in combating school violence. Should we bring back corporal punishment? Should we bring back boot camp? What should we do? Tell us. Call a good night. Mistake, I got to click one time. Minister of Health or Ministry of Health Terence Singh has stated that there is no delay in the release of the bodies for COVID-19 fatalities to relatives and funeral homes owing to a shortage of PCR tests. He was responding to a question about a delay caused by the lack of PCR tests. However, Dayal Singh stated that the reasons for the delay in the release of the bodies to families is the next of kin are in quarantine and unavailable to claim the bodies at this time. Here it is.
I am advised that there is no delay at present in the release of bodies suspected of having died from COVID-19 due to a lack of a PCR test. The key reasons identified by the regional health authorities for the delay in the release of bodies to families are that the next of kin being in quarantine and unavailable to claim the body at that time, and pending arrangements being made by families with the funeral homes for their loved ones. Thank you.
That was Terence Dayal Singh. So I want to send a shout out to Jenny from Moruga. There is Jenny, a lovely lady. Jenny, my darling, keep doing good and good will follow you. That is from me to you. She's a lovely lady, you know. She's a lovely lady. Hey Josh, just a reminder, don't forget to come and check my Friday. I got your message. So viewers, 2386716, I want to hear from you. How do we fix school violence in Trinidad and Tobago? What are some of the methods that parents may use to punish their child for battering or wounding with intent to another student? How do we fix that? How do we fix that? Because I will tell you something. I will tell you something here. My sons, they don't look for fight in school. But if you interfere with my son in school, and my son make a report to the teacher that so-and-so interfering with him, and you come against my son, let me tell you something. Your parents have to brace themselves, you know. Take what I'm telling you. How do we deal with school violence? What are some of the methods can parents use to punish their child for fighting or for looking for fight or to cause grievous body harm against our next student in school? How do we deal with it? You know, the first thing TTPS would say is that they are underage. But listen this, Trinidad and Tobago. You're underage according to TTPS. We can't charge you. But you damn well know how to go against another child and batter them. You know exactly what you're doing. you're positively sure that you're pelting some blow on somebody else's child. You know, you have enough sense to tell you, you see that other child, I will beat the life out of you. You have common sense, you have book sense, you have enough knowledge to know that you're battering or abusing or kicking or cuffing or slapping another student, somebody else's child. So how do we deal with that? Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, sir. You did caller again here tonight. Here is, sir. There is a law in this country that a child that is under 16 and under 18, their parents are responsible for their decision.
Yes.
Okay, sir? And I think that they have to start enforcing that law, making the parents be accountable for what the kids do. And that is the only way we're going to get the parents to give up their children to get help in this whole situation.
Thank you, my friend. Too much. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days of last week. Every single day a different video posting up. This is the beginning of the second week today, and another video have hit social media from Faizabad. They're underage, they can't go to court. The police can't charge them for wounding with intent or violence in school. So how do we deal with it? How do we deal with it? Because I will tell you something. Fighting in school and you get your head knocked up. Let me tell you something. That wouldn't affect you right there and then, you know. You see, a few years down the line, then your headache and your migraine and your memory loss will start to kick in. I want you to understand that. When they get in a vehicular accident with a brake leg or some muscles mashed up, you know that wouldn't affect you immediately. You see, later on, going down the years, it affects you. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Saeed. How are you going?
Hi, good. Give us some problem solver.
Let me give you a recommendation, a potential recommendation. I would like to suggest that the police get involved with the school.
Yes.
The police should get into the school based on the geographic location. Let's say, for example, the Barakpur police should get into the Barakpur Senior Comprehensive School on a regular basis and talk to the students what crime and criminal activities can do to themselves. Having violence in school, how it's going to affect them later on. For instance, if they fight or they have any criminal activities, they will now go to the police station, and the police will take the fingerprint them, and put that in a database. So later on, when they need to get a police certificate of good character to get in jobs or get any sort of activities, good activities, that will affect them badly. So that is one of the ways the police can go and talk to the students and let them know how it's going to affect them if they continue to do violence and crimes and these things in school. So I believe we should start with the police and the schools within the community. And I think it may help, it may not, but it's the best way to try it, because it seems like the TTPS and the Ministry of Education, everybody hands up in the air and they really know what to do. So people have to come up with creative and innovative ideas, you know. And I just suggest something like this may work, and if it works like that, partner, well, at least, I mean, it's a good start then. Let me put it that way.
Thank you so much, my friend, for that. You see, we need to put a damp on it. For the last 5 days, the last 5 school days in Trinidad and Tobago, there were violent acts. How do we deal with it? How do we train the kids? How do we put a stop to it? We haven't heard from the Ministry of Education as yet. As yet, we haven't heard from them. Where's all the supervisors and the managers and the field officers? Where are they? Where are they? Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is calling on the opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar to present to the Parliament and the public the document evidence which proves that the government is using Pegasus spyware software to spy on citizens. Dr. Rowley states that even though he has refuted claims by Persad-Bissessar, the government, state agency, and the police service was spying on citizens. She has continued to repeat the claims. He called on the opposition leader to make available the base on which these allegations are being published to the determined of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this.
And the opposition leader or her subordinates in this house must make available to the citizenry the basis on which these unsettling allegations are being published locally and internationally to the detriment of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Caller, good night. Hello? Just take a guy the click. Dr. Rowley described the claim as completely false that the state was using Pegasus software to illegally intercept telecommunication and engage in widespread spying on citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. He said, the state does not, nor has it ever possessed or used Pegasus software, and no state agency has any officer using the software.
I'm referring to the recent allegations that have been publicly made by the member for Superior that the state is using an interception tool known as Pegasus spyware solution, Pegasus, to illegally intercept telecommunications and is engaged on widespread spying on citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I must at the outset, Madam Speaker, state that this is completely untrue. Madam Speaker, I, as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, want to assure the people of Trinidad and Tobago and all observers that the state does not possess, nor has it ever possessed or used Pegasus spyware.
Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I think the children in school should, from the time they raise their voice, they should go to anger management sessions. Thanks.
Thank you, my friend. Well said. Well said. Hey, does that still exist in school? Is students still being escorted to the principal office? Does this exist in school still? Dr. Rowley noted that this instance was not the first time that opposition leader had made false allegation about interception of communication. Now I'm going to tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. I am into the security and intelligence unit business. And there are some softwares out here that you need to have permission from the Ministry of National Security to obtain. But it's a serious device. Seriously, it's a serious device. I mean, I'm into intelligence, so I know about these things. That's part of my field. So if you didn't know. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Why the government don't implant the boot camp for those children who is behaving like that in school?
Boot camp? Thank you so much, my dear.
Okay.
You see, we need to fix an escalating problem. There's a term that old people say is too little, too late. 5 days, 5 school days have passed in Trinidad and Tobago with video surfacing on social media of reckless behavior in school, pelting up furniture, breaking up desks, battering students. And the Ministry of Education has not released any media conference. They have not called a meeting to address that situation. I wonder if it was their kids, what would have happened? Corporal punishment? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Yes, I am short and sweet. Charity begins at home. My children or child could not have gotten on that way in school. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. We're moving on to Munilal. Orapooch East MP Dr. Rudal Munilal is again questioning why there are no CCTV cameras in the area of the heights of Aripo. Munilal questioned when the government would install cameras in that dumping ground, given that in the last 14 months, over 3 bodies have been found in the area. Responding to the question in Parliament on April 8th on the installation of CCTV cameras in Aripo, Hines stated that carefully consideration must be given to the site availability and connectivity challenges at the location. Hines added that discussions continue with the relevant stakeholders and experts in these matters to provide solution.
According to information again received from the Commissioner of Police, in order for CCTV cameras to be installed at the heights of Aripo, careful consideration must be given to the site compatibility, including the availability of electricity supply and the connectivity challenges at this remote location. In fact, Madam Speaker, consideration must be given to these issues as regards the possible expansion of the CCTV network throughout Trinidad and Tobago, including at Aripo Heights. To this end, discussions with stakeholders are currently well underway.
At this time, Hines states that of the 1,796 CCTV cameras throughout TNT, 1,063 were fully functional and 733 were considered either not functional or non-functional.
According to information received from the Commissioner of Police, as at February 28, 2022, there were 1,796 closed-circuit television cameras installed throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Of this number, Madam Speaker, 1,063 were fully functional, with 733 considered to be either not fully functional nor indeed functional.
Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Saeed.
Good day. Good night. You're live on Real Talk.
Yeah, okay. I want to say something I observed. You know, you're talking about the school violence, right? I observe it's only the African children be getting on with all the violence in school. You don't see Indian children getting on to no other race of children. It's only the African children with this violence school only getting on.
Thank you, my friend. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I have seen all race and religion have fights in school over the last 5 days. You're tall, you're short, you're fat, you're thin. You're Indian, you're African, you're Dogla, you're Chinese, you're Spanish. Chairs pelting, desks breaking. Hand like madness passing. Too much of violence in school. How do we fix this problem? How do we fix it? Now, back to Heinz. In 2019, Munilal criticized the awarding of $100 million CCTV camera contract system. Meanwhile, responding to calls from installations of CCTV cameras, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley states that the cabinet is in discussion to procure and repair CCTV cameras throughout the country. I wonder how much $1 million that going on cost we now. I wonder how many $1 million. Just a little reminder, viewers, if you're looking for 3.5% on your hard-earned cash, contact Real Talk. Contact Saieed, 339-1670, and I could tell you get 3.5%. Remember, I am licensed to lend money. I want to let you understand that. Hey, with the video, just drop the video there of the soon-to-be credit union. So viewers, like I said, I know you haven't heard me talking about the credit union in some times, but our credit union space is almost complete. Almost complete, viewers. Almost complete. And talking about that, we have a meeting with the Credit Union Society coming up next month. You know, I just want to keep you up to date on how we are proceeding thus far. Like I said, we are on track. We are doing everything as they required. I am getting all my paperwork, my staff, my credit team, my audit team, my board, my steering committee. I'm putting everything in place. Everything in place, viewers. Very soon, Real Talk Credit Union will be birthed in Trinidad and Tobago. Very soon. I'm going to tell you something. I trust God, you know. I trust God. I trust God that much. We're going to change financing in Trinidad. We're going to have the highest interest paid on fixed deposits. Presently, I'm giving you 3.5%. So if you want 3.5, contact me, 339-1670 or 238-6716. They will still direct back to me. So my South office is presently closed. There's a technical problem. We're trying to sort it out as fast as possible. But you know, sometimes it has certain issues that when it arises, sometimes it takes days. But nevertheless, viewers, very soon, it will open back for the people of South. So if you want to come up Central and make investment, 339-1670, get in touch with Saeed and get 3.5%. So here it is. On Thursday, the Prime Minister states that the government has cameras which are in use and required ongoing maintenance and upgrade. The PM added that with respect to obtaining a new suite of cameras, both in numbers and quality, the cabinet has cleared that and has identified funding. You know what? The funding have been made available. Listen to this.
We don't need or approach East MP to make a call for cameras in this country. We have cameras which are in use and they require ongoing maintenance and service and upgrade to higher and better technology. The cabinet has already addressed those issues. With respect to the obtaining of a new suite of cameras, both in terms of number and quality, the cabinet has cleared that. It is identified, funding is made available for it. We are going through a procurement process, and all that you would have heard there is that MP Munilal would have heard that is happening, and he seeks to attach himself to it.
So Trinidad and Tobago, according to our Prime Minister, funding have been made available and it have been cleared by the cabinet. So hear this Trinidad and Tobago. They have allocated funding for cameras, but they could not allocate funding for schools project. They can't allocate funding to send to the corporation to buy material to patch the road. They can't allocate funding to build bridges. They can't allocate funding to pay police back pay. They can't allocate funding. What is the real issue? What is the real issue in allocating funding to finish school project? Let's talk now. Let's talk now. Oh, I can't say nothing. Come na man. Come na man. You go find hundreds of millions of dollars to put a camera on a pole. But you cannot allocate hundreds of millions of dollars to finish schools. To give to corporations to buy materials, to patch the roads. To put medicine in the hospital. They couldn't allocate no money to buy devices for students. But they allocate money to send for all the hoteliers in Tobago. I have nothing against the hoteliers in Tobago, but understand what I'm saying. All you had funding to give them, but all you have funding to fix a bridge, or to patch a hole, or to give the corporation money, or to allocate money to finish schools. You be the judge, Trinidad and Tobago. You be the judge of that. So while he is allocating funding, the cabinet has approved funding for cameras. The Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, has stated that 3 fire stations which are not considered to have appliances up to full operation standard are covered by another station, and breathing apparatus for fire officers are being repaired. Repaired, you know. Breathing. We talk about a mask put over your face. They're repairing the mask. An oxygen tank that's supposed to be on your back, sending oxygen for you to breathe. What, they're repairing the tank? They're repairing the oxygen tank? Hines was questioned on the number of fire stations which have inappropriate fire trucks and equipment. He stated that TNT have 25 fire stations. The Belmont, Morva, and Tunapuna station could be considered to have appliances that are not up to full and efficient operation standard. TNT Fire Service stated that in any situation where a fire station contains non-functional equipment, coverage plans to take effect as equipment at fire station in the surrounding area are utilized. Listen to this.
According to information received from the Chief Fire Officer, of the 25 fire stations across Trinidad and Tobago, the Belmont, Morva, and Tunapuna fire stations could be considered as having appliances that are not up to full and efficient operational standard. Notwithstanding this, Madam Speaker, standard operating procedures of the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service prescribe that in any situation where a fire station contains such equipment, which may also occur unexpectedly coverage plans take place. That is to say, that equipment at other fire stations in the surrounding areas are immediately brought to bear and utilized.
Now, viewers, Hines added that the need for repairs and the acquisition of new vehicles and equipment is an ongoing activity. He also noted that Cabinet recently approved $30 million for the purchase of more vehicles for the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. Process of the acquisition is underway.
The need for repairs, Madam Speaker, maintenance and acquisition of new vehicles and equipment is an ongoing activity. And in this regard, the Ministry of National Security is in constant communication with the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service to bring resolution to this ongoing need. The Cabinet recently approved the expenditure of $30 million for the purchase of more vehicles for the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, and the process for their acquisition is well underway.
How much for a fire truck? We have so many fire trucks packed up in a fire truck graveyard that could be repaired. And it's the same thing goes for TTPS vehicles. We have a graveyard of TTPS vehicles. We call it the graveyard for police vehicles. And these vehicles, minor repair, and will come up back to standard. It's just like an individual own a car. When time to repair, you repair it. Not when maintenance time reach, you pack it on and buy a new one. No, it don't make sense. We're spending excess money and we can't give account for it. We can't. We just can't give account for it. We have 200 vehicles parked on. We can spend how much? About $100 million in acquiring new vehicle. Just to spend about $20 million. So fix these 100 vehicles that park up. They can't do that. But I guess money have to make some way. Somebody have to get some kickback. And hence, somebody had to get something somewhere in order for things to keep moving. I don't know, I'm just asking. Because a repair shop, a vehicle repair shop can repair a vehicle, but they can't repair TTPS or they can't repair fire truck. But we go buy a new one and we go done with that. 2 minutes. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, it gives me great pleasure to come here every single night for us to talk about issues that we face in our little 2x2 country we call Trinidad and Tobago, which was once the little Dubai of the Caribbean. You know, they say in media, we could do two things to our country. We could pull down our country and we could raise our country. But when we have issues that needs to be addressed in the country and nobody to address it, we need to highlight it. Someone say, Saieed, why it is all about talking Trinidad? We're not bad talking, we want to get it in a better place. In a better state. That is what we want to do. But nevertheless, if you're looking for 3.5%, contact me. Remember when we had the our 4th anniversary, I was giving you all 3.5%. It still continues. Those of you who are looking for cash, you have security, you have collateral, 2 days, 3 days max to approve. Contact 3391670. That is me, Saieed. I'm a licensed money lender and we will do some business. So viewers, until we meet again, be safe and enjoy the night.